Now, maybe wondering, do I think this episode is peak, or honestly just the season of X-Men 97 Season 2 is peak? Or is it disappointing? I'll answer you, it's neither. I will say, just like a short summary, I think this is worse than Season 1. Which, I'm not one of the people who's like, oh my god, Season 1's one of the best things the MCU's ever made, best thing since Infinity Wars. Because it's not. It's a really great season, but like, was even comparable to Loki Season 2. Like, not even close in my opinion. And this season, I think it's just not too much worse, but it's definitely a downgrade. I feel like I did kind of miss in this season the consistency of Season 1. I mean, Season 1 really only had one episode that felt out of touch, where I'm like, why are we focusing on Motendo? And like, sure, the life-death storyline was a bit out there. I think it should have been episode 5, and episode 5 should have been episode 6. That's my opinion. But it was still really, really good, and I really liked it, and it helped Storm's arc, right? Well, this season, I just feel like is a lot less consistent in its quality, yes. There's not as many highs. Like, the best episode, Remember It, is not... the best episode of last season, Remember It, is better than the best episode this season, The Rise of Apocalypse Part 2, I think it's called. There's just a lot of things. I also really like sort of the... like, how X-Men 97 Season 1 went. Like, it was really quick, but not, like, super quick. Like, the only time where I felt like in X-Men 97 Season 1 where I'm like, oh my god, that's just way too fast, was probably episode 3 with the whole Madeline Cryer story. I'm like, we just did what could have been at least half of a season, like a season-long B-plot in 20 minutes, you know? Like, problems like that, but, like, I think this season handled it a lot worse, because it felt a little bit slow at some points. I'll say the first 4 episodes, I know people are seeing the first 4, I think episode 2 is actually my second least favorite episode of the series. I'm sorry, I cannot find myself to care about Jubilee and Sunspot. But I think, like, the first 4 episodes other than that one, like episode 1, 3, and 4 are all really great. And I think the season ended off with 2 pretty fantastic episodes. But then we just have the 3 episode spot in between where I would say, yeah, these are great, actually. 2 of them are great episodes, 1 of them is just good. But due to their just, I would say, meaninglessness, I'm just kind of like, in the season, I'm just like, well, I don't care. I would rather do something else with the season. So yeah. I guess I'm going to spill out some overall positives of the season before I talk about, like, each episode, which I haven't rewatched any of the episodes, so I may be forgetting details, but it's fine, right? Anyways, some overall positives. The voice acting is pretty good. With Magneto gone, you lose the standout voice acting. You still have Storm, but here's the thing. Storm honestly doesn't have enough to do this season, which I feel like that was the case for a lot of characters. Like, some of them I just didn't really feel for. Like, I don't really care about X-Force. I don't really feel about X-Factor. Storm doesn't have much to do. Neither does... Dang, I'm forgetting his name. I'll remember in a bit. Like, I think there are a lot of characters who just don't have much to do. Sunspot is, again, the worst character in the show. Or here, he's not even the worst. He just doesn't have anything to do. Beast, I guess doesn't really have much. Cyclops and Jean, whenever they're with Cable, has something, but outside of that, nope. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of rough points in this season with characters. I feel like, why are they here? Like, some of the only memorable characters that, like, character moments in the season is with Nightcrawler, Polaris, Professor X, Rogue. And I guess, and Savanur with Cyclops, or not Cyclops, Apocalypse. That's 5 characters out of a cast of 20? Actually, yeah, honestly, like, the cast of 20 thing isn't even an overstatement. I'm pretty sure there are, like, this season has a big cast with X-Factor, X-Force, the X-Men, and then some side mission stuff with new characters. Like, it's a really big cast, and I feel like a quarter of them are actually good. Anyways, let's just put our focus and sell on the episodes. So first off, episode 1, I know a lot of people are glazing it. Again, maybe I'll like it more on a rewatch, which I may rewatch this season if I'm going to be real with you. But I did really like it. It was a great episode. I don't think it was perfect like I've seen some people saying. The animation's gorgeous. That's actually a constant throughout the entire show. There are some moments where it can be a bit stagnant, but like it's so few and far between. It's not like Invincible level bad. The animation is just completely star-stunning. There's at least one moment in every episode where I'm just like, wow, that was amazing. You know, this episode's one was, of course, Storm calling on the sun to stop the train. And, like, yeah, I think there are a lot of cool things I don't know if it was a train. I can't exactly remember. I think it was a ship. I don't know why I said train. But I think there's a lot of cool aspects of them being the future. The whole stuff between Scott, Jean, and Cable, Nathaniel. What? Anyways, they're Nathan. My bad. Wait. I guess Nathaniel is just long Nathan. Anyways, I thought it was a great episode. Setting up like Apocalypse and how Cable would destroy him doesn't actually happen this season, but hey, who knows? Point is, I did really like it. I thought it was a very good episode. Maybe like a 8.7 out of 10. I thought it was really great. Great start to a season. Yeah. Now, I don't get why they decided that episode... Actually, no, I do get it, because I think it works best. But having episode 2 be the one in the real time, focusing on our 2 worst characters in the entire show, don't know why we're doing that. I've said this before when talking about X-Men 97, specifically the Motendo episode. Jubilee and Sunspot are just, like, my 2 least favorite characters. They're not good in this. Jubilee's fine. Sunspot is the only character I'm just like, I do not care for you. I don't care. Like, you have the most boring storyline in the entire show. I'm sorry. And their episode here is pretty good. Setting up, X Factor, X Force, all that stuff. But I feel like none of that really comes into play until, like, the very end. I don't think it's, like, I feel like by the time I get there, I'm like, oh, yeah, these guys exist. Yay. Like, it's fine. I think, yeah, like I said before, I think the X Factor and X Force storylines are kind of forgettable, in my opinion. I just didn't love them. They were fine. They were, like, this episode I'd give an 8 out of 10. It's still pretty great. Like, right, barely great, but still great. It's just not my favorite. I think it also just, I don't know. I just have issues with it. Next one I do really like, the Rise of Apocalypse Part 1. Rama Tut is pretty cool, the ending of the episode with all that. I think seeing En Salvanur and then seeing, like Magneto and Professor X. Also, one big benefit that this has is these are all my favorite characters. All of them. I really like Rogue. I really like Professor X. Magneto is the best character in the show. We have all the best characters in one spot, and we just have them talking. It's all great. I really like the setup for Apocalypse with En Salvanur. I think he's a great character. I thought it worked really well. This was a very, very good episode. Really liked it. Again, there are a lot of great moments. I'm kind of blanking because I haven't watched the episode in like 5 weeks. But overall, really liked it. I thought it was really solid. I'm going to give it... I feel like I'm downplaying its quality. I think it's a fantastic episode. That's why I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. It was very, very good. It's where I was like, yeah, that's the episode where I'm like, hey, maybe this is at the level of Season 1. Which, if you want to know my rating for Season 1, it's about a 8.9 or a 9 out of 10. I think it's around the quality of, like, WandaVision, Wonder Man, maybe Agatha all along. I think they're all around the same ballpark of an 8.8 to a 9, similar ranges. Anyways, it was a really good season. Now we're at episode 4, and this is the best episode of the series. I mean, come on. Apocalypse is just so good. I love Apocalypse. I really like all these characters. And of course, Magneto's death is one of my favorite scenes of the show. Charles Xavier's just dropping bars. Like, he's like, he really just said, your mom should have killed you, bro. Like, he just dropped that. And then he also gave I think Apocalypse gave the best response to, you will always be a monster, with the line of, but I will always be, alas, only a coward feels mighty when stepping on ants. It's like that episode set up Apocalypse so well. And then just kind of left him to dry for the next 3 episodes. Like, he showed up in the post-credit scene, reviving Gambit. Bro, that's not enough. I'm sorry. Bastion, at least, like, Bastion, sure, he didn't appear until, like, episode 7. But after episode 7, he appeared in every episode. He was there, you know? I don't feel that for Apocalypse. And even with Bastion, the whole season after Remember It, that was also Bastion. Sinister, that was with Bastion. I feel like Bastion was a lot better set up than Apocalypse and had better screen time in the season. I think Apocalypse was great whenever he was on screen, but like Apocalypse, like I'm not like Gambit Apocalypse, that wasn't actually Apocalypse, but like Apocalypse, oh my god, Apocalypse in Gambit's body was the next time we saw him, and that's 5 episodes, right? You know? Anyways, then the next episode 5, this is probably my second least favorite of the series. It's a Wolverine-focused episode that doesn't actually focus on Wolverine, focuses on Morph. I think the Feral Wolverine storyline this season was kind of weak. I think Wolverine in this entire show is kind of weak, and I don't think they did the Feral Wolverine storyline all that well. So, yeah, and all the characters, I'm just like, it's fine. They're so fine. Like, I don't care. Morph and Wolverine are 2 of the lesser characters in the cast, and I don't think their development is all that good in this episode. So I think it's a good episode, but it feels like such a meh episode because of where it's placed in the season. I don't feel anything. It's this season's Motendo, except it's better than Motendo. Motendo is an awful episode. Like, no, I'm not gonna, maybe awful is a bit of a stretch. Motendo is such a bad episode. Well, this episode is solid, if not even pretty good. It's just really horribly placed in the season. So I'm gonna give it like a 7 out of 10. And then my rating for episode 4 is 9.7. I just wanted to say that. Anyways, then episode 6, I did really like it with Polaris. I thought it was great, but then again, like the Dangerine Defiant villain, and there's other stuff like that. It feels like, I was like, oh yeah, we're picking up from episode 4. Not really. Not how it doesn't pick up as well from episode 4 as like Bright Eyes for season 1, episode 7 picked up from Remember It, you know. I don't think it did that as well. I don't get why the show is so insistent on having gap episodes between major story moments. I think that's dumb, but whatever. Anyways, I think it's a great episode that's just dragged down by the fact that I, like, don't care. I mean, I like Polaris' arc of becoming X-Men again. I guess. It's really only for this episode I care about her. Like, I think there could have been so much better things to do. And the same, it's like an 8.3 out of 10. It just feels a lot worse because it's so random. And then same thing with the next one, with episode 7 with Kurt and his half-brother, and Rogue and all that stuff. It's like, it's so fine. It's a great episode, don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot of fantastic stuff with Kurt. I think there's a lot of good in this episode. It's just, I don't care. It's so weirdly placed. Like, get back to Apocalypse. Get back to your main storyline. If this season was like 18, 15, maybe even like 13 episodes, I'd be fine with having these 3 episodes that just develop your characters and not the story. But you have just wasted half of your season not even doing your story, not going through your main story. Not even setting up to it. I mean, like, you have one scene. Oh my god, the one scene. Like, I'm sorry. I think those 3 episodes, wow, even if they are great episodes, or 2 of them are, it's just drags and like pads it's just wasting your time, really, in my opinion. Again, you're wasting half a season on random episode, or not half, a third of your season on episodes that don't develop your main plot. Like, I think if, this had more episodes, be fine with it. But it doesn't. It has 9 episodes. That's one less than the previous season, right? Like, I just do not. I think, I'm praising season 1 at this rate. I oftentimes feel like I have to hate on season 1 because it's overrated, but I do still really like the season. I think it handled its main plot a lot better than this season, is all I'm trying to say. That had 2 episodes, two episodes that kind of ignored the plot, in a 10-episode season. Still not good. You have a fifth of your season avoiding the plot, but it's better than a third. Anyways, episode 8 is a great episode. It's a fantastic one. I really like Gambit coming back. I thought there were some moments where I'm like, oh, that's a bit disappointing. But I think there's so much good in this. Rogue and Gambit, 2 of my favorite characters from the first season, and also kind of here. There's a lot of cool stuff at the end. Honestly, I think it's a fantastic episode. Just felt like it came too late, and also, I don't know, I felt like, the finale did help save it, but I did feel like it ended a bit abruptly. But yeah. And the finale, I will say, is a very satisfying, my rating for episode 8 is a 9.1. Anyways, and my rating for the finale is about a 9.5. I thought it was a very, very good finale. I really liked it. I think I did a solid job at wrapping up stuff with Apocalypse, Rogue. I think Nightcrawler's sacrifice came a bit out of nowhere, but it was still a really, really good scene. Rogue, gaining the power of Celestial to save Gambit was really great. The X-Force versus X-Factor, I don't care for them that much. The fight between all of them was really cool. I think there's a lot of greatness in this episode. It just happens, and I think it rounds out the season pretty well, although I'm pretty sure there was a post-credit scene that I missed. Sorry, I may have missed it, but, I don't really have much excitement for a next season. I know there's going to be one. Apparently there's going to be 4 seasons of the show, which I'm not mad about. It's a great show. Even this season, I still think it's pretty great. It's just a lot worse than the first one. Not even a lot. It's just worse. Anyways, so I do quite like the finale, but I feel like I just kind of been complaining because I think there are just some steps that are just worse in the first season that I don't get why. I think it started off well with 3 out of the first 4 episodes. I think it ended well. It's just the 3 episodes in the beginning, despite their quality being pretty good, just didn't really work too well. So yeah, that's my opinion on X-Men 97. Great season, again. I say the show's overrated. That doesn't mean it's bad. I just think people saying, it's a masterpiece, it's the best thing since Infinity Wars. You're wrong. You're just wrong. It's not even, a top 3 Marvel show, if I'm gonna be real with you. Not even. Overall, not even top 5 Marvel show, not top 3 MCU show. Anyways, overall, it was a great season, an 8.2 out of 10. I would recommend watching it. I may need to rewatch X-Men 97 Season 1. Overall, very good. Just not as good as first season, so I did complain a lot about that.